Peace and blessings again. This is me, Real. I wanted to quickly follow up the other video. Um, Not because it's terribly urgent, but just because it's important to me, and I would have loved to have seen solutions to sleep deprivation in babies when I was looking up information, not just from psychiatrists or baby doctors, but parents who have experienced um, some of the do's and the don'ts. And so, like I said, this video will be about some solutions to sleep deprivations and the sleep deprivation in a baby. She's a toddler now, so I don't know about sleep deprivation as they age. She's 15 months, and she's been on a very good schedule since 9 months. So I've had 6 months of really decent sleep. Um, but anyway, because I want to make this short, quick, to the point. These are 5 elements of healthy sleep. So if your child you can't recognize them, then you probably have some issues. The first element of, and pardon me because I look down and up because I want to be factual, is sleep duration. Does your child sleep for a long time during the day or the night? Like, is it fragmented? Is it stumbling? Or do you put them to sleep and they stay asleep for what time that they need to be asleep? If they do, that's the first element of healthy sleep. The next element of healthy sleep is a nap or naps. Believe it or not, the younger your child is, the more naps he or she needs. Now, like I said, I have a 15-month-old. She used to have 2 naps, but one has dropped off. So she takes 1, 2, sometimes 2.5 hour midday nap. So she no longer needs 2 naps. So the third element of healthy sleep is sleep consolidation. Again, they're not waking up and crying after you put them down. And if they do wake, because arousal is normal, they talk quietly to themselves and they put themselves back to sleep. Okay, so a sleep schedule is the fourth element. And I know people are like, what, a schedule? I'm telling you, it saved my life. It limited it, but I would rather have it sort of limited than to have a baby screaming all day long. And the fifth one is sleep regularity. So are you doing the same kind of element every night until the child recognizes it's time to sleep? So I'll say the 5 again: sleep duration, 2 naps, 3 sleep consolidation, 4 a sleep schedule, and 5 sleep regularity. Those are the 5 signs of a healthy sleeper. And if you don't have those, you don't have a healthy sleeper. This is just a Dr. Wild's definition because it helped me. How do you know when your child is ready to go to sleep? That was my thing. Like, they can't sleep, I'm sleepy. And there are subtle cues before it gets to the cranky part that we recognize, oh, you're sleeping. Here are the subtle cues where they're moving into the place where they want to be put to sleep. They are becoming drowsy, and that means that they have decreased activity. The things that they normally do and do all day, they're not doing anymore. They move slower. They're less vocal. You see how a child is when they're in the backseat of the car and they're about to go to sleep, and their mouths are closed and they're looking off, and they just look like they're about to fly away, like that. If they're nursing you, their sucking is weaker. If they're on a bottle, the sucking becomes slower. They get quieter and calmer, and they appear disinterested in all surroundings. So not even mommy makes them want to go, smile and things of that nature. Their eyes are less focused. Like I said, they look floaty, distant. And the biggest thing is yawning. And I know you like, that's common sense, but when a baby yawns, if you can catch it and start to put them to sleep, it's gonna save your life. Now, when you waited too late and you didn't recognize all of those signs, This is what I used to recognize, and by that time it was too late. And these are fatigue signs. These are not cues to go to sleep. Now she's too tired and pissed off now. She was fussy. She was rubbing her eyes and pulling at her ears. She was irritable, cranky, and crying. And once she was able to stand on her own, she was tugging at my clothes. So those are fatigued signs. So, one of the things that helped me in this book is that at each level that your baby is on, they teach you practical ways to get them to sleep. They don't say, okay, a baby is 3 months, put them on a schedule. It's ridiculous. But certain babies can handle certain things at certain ages, and this book makes exemptions for that, or exceptions for that. Okay, so first thing they said that sleep training does not equal cry it out. I'm going to say that 3 times. Sleep training does not equal cry it out. Sleep training does not equal cry it out. A lot of people kind of take one with the other, and it does not work that way. The goal is to recognize the cues, start a routine, and put their butts to bed. So, if you respect your baby's need to sleep, start early, maintain brief intervals of wakefulness, which means when they wake up, keep them up for 2 to 3 hours. Mine can stand 4, then put them down for a nap. Develop a bedtime routine, and that's what you'll have. Now, here's the kicker. The schedule is usually the kicker. So this is how I started the schedule. I controlled her wake up time. She woke up every day. I don't care how sleep deprived I was. I woke her up at 7 a.m. I don't care if I put her to bed at 3 a.m. I woke her up at 7. I woke her up at 7. I exposed her to daylight. I took her outside if it was possible. We danced, we played. She ate a full breakfast. And then around 9, I slowed things down. I brought her back home. I shut off lights. And another thing I did that would be helpful to some parents is my husband put up curtains that are dark that would block out the sun. That was so helpful. Buy them. They're cheap. Cheap curtains that you can put up that blocks out sunlight. So, like I said, I would get her up at 7, feed her, play with her, expose her to the elements, walk her around outside if it was possible, weather permitting. Came back, started to slow things down. I gave her a snack. I warmed her up a bottle of my milk that was expressed. I closed windows. I turned off phones, and I put on my breast, and I let her nurse, and I laid her down in the crib. This was about 9:15, so she was only up for about 2 hours. She cried for 15 minutes, and she went to sleep. No matter what, let them be in the bed for an hour. Even if they cry the entire hour, let them be in the bed for an hour. They need to know that I need to be in this crib sleeping. If you don't have a family bed, we didn't. She had a crib. She was going to sleep in it. She slept for an hour and a half. Mind you, she was very sleep deprived. So she got up. It's around 11. I fed her a good lunch. I ran some errands with her. She was in the car, a little bit more happy. I made sure I was at home again after a 2.5, 3 hour interval. So about this time, 11, 12, 1, it's time for another nap. I laid her down because she was tired from the errands that we had ran. She slept for 2 hours, almost 3. I know that sounds crazy, but she did. So when she got up, that was around, she slept for 3 hours. She woke up around 3 o'clock. I fed her dinner. Yes, I said it, dinner. And I played with her. I read her books, all those things. Around 5, because she was so sleep deprived, they say move the sleep time earlier. I started a bedtime routine. Here's my routine really quick. I ran her bath. After I fed her, I ran her bath. I put her in the bath. washed her up, got her out of the bath, rubbed her down in a massage-like fashion, put her on a pamper, put her on her jammies. I got her a book, and I put her on my boob. If you're not breastfeeding, you get her a bottle. I'm just saying her because I'm a girl. You get her a bottle. They feed, you burp them, and I was done with that around 6:30. I laid her down literally at 6:38. Now you didn't think that she's gonna cry forever. She cried for me. First she was asleep, then she cried for about 20 minutes. But she slept from at least 7 that night to around 7:40 something that next morning. I was so crazy that I couldn't believe that she slept that long. So the most helpful thing is get you some curtains that block out the light. Wake them up at the same time every day when you're trying to establish a schedule. Stick to the schedule as best as you can. Don't let anybody interrupt you starting your sleep training. If you got a dad on board or a lover on board, get them on board. Tell them what you're trying to do, right? Make them keep the schedule if you can't be there. Do the same thing every day until they learn how to fall asleep. Once they learn how to fall asleep, don't assist them. I can't stress this enough. The padding, that's a soothing technique. You can do that a little bit. The rubbing, the bouncing on the knee, those are soothing techniques. That is not put you to sleep techniques, because you'll find yourself doing that for hours. You soothe them by patting, rubbing, kissing, reading, nursing. Then you put them to bed, whether they are awake or not. Once you close the door, that's where they are for the next 12 hours. I don't go in there until those 12 hours are gone. And so those are the tips that I have, because she didn't know it was daytime until I opened up those curtains. And so that's what you do. Develop a schedule, recognize drowsy signs, keep the schedule. Don't let anybody deter you from your schedule. Do it for as long as it takes. And if there are any questions or you want any more details, I can easily do another video on it. But basically, yeah, that's what she was doing. And again, I'll put in the description box the name of the book. And he's more thorough than I am. I'm just telling you that it worked for me. The $50 worth of groceries that I had under my eyes are gone now. She sleeps. Right now, she's been sleeping for an hour and 30 minutes. So, yeah, it works. There is help for you. You can get your baby to go to sleep, and they don't have to be screaming all night. Recognize the signs, soothe them, put them down. Okay? So for all you sleep-deprived moms, I hope this helps you. Again, I'm going to put all the help that I had in the description box. Have a really tiny baby, buy a Moby wrap. I'm not getting paid to say that. Buy a Moby wrap so you can do things around the house and they'll stay asleep. Okay? And love and blessings to everybody.